So my personal story starts in Cheyenne, Wyoming, where I was born and raised. And growing up there as a kid, there wasn't a whole lot to do, so my brother and I kind of bonded over video games. We played all the Super NES classics, and I remember I got my first computer and Myst had just come out, and I just thought that was such an awesome game. It was 3D and puzzle solving, and so it really inspired me to learn how to make games, so I downloaded a game engine at the time called Verge, and it's still around. And it was kind of like a kit. It was like a C compiler and a map kit and a sprite kit, and allowed you to kind of build these RPG games. And that's really where I found my passion for technology, art, and telling a story. So after I graduated from high school, I moved to San Francisco, where I studied art direction for a year, and then I moved to Los Angeles, and I really wanted to pursue art direction in film. And I was very fortunate that right after I graduated from the Los Angeles Film School to kind of work in the industry for a couple months. And it was there that I learned one of my most important life lessons, which was you have to love what you do. And one morning I woke up and I wasn't happy, and it was a really hard decision because I had just spent over $100,000 in education. I was working in the industry and I wasn't happy. And so I made the really tough decision to leave that, but I came across a wonderful opportunity to work at Apple. So I started as a part-time associate in one of the retail stores there, and Apple led me over an amazing 8 years. I was able to work in New York and obviously here in Chicago, and I learned so much at Apple. So much more, and much more formal education than the two schools I went to. I learned about dealing with people and thinking on your feet and all that stuff that like working in a retail environment really requires you to do every single day. And the next thing that really changed my life was when Steve passed. And I was a big admirer of Steve, and I rewatched his Stanford address video, and it really rung true to me. He really spoke about how life is short, and when we're old and dying, we're not going to regret the things that we did. We're going to regret the things that we didn't do. And so that really stuck out, and I thought about, like, what if I was going to die next week, what would I regret not doing? And one of those things was starting my own company. So that was kind of the seed of where this whole journey began. I didn't know what kind of company I wanted to start, and so I did a lot of self-reflection over the next year, and I decided to go back to what I was really passionate about, which was art, technology, and storytelling. And when I thought about it, making games really encompassed all three of them in a really awesome way. And so at that point, I knew I wanted to create a game studio. And so I left my job at Apple 3 months ago to pursue this full time. And it has been an incredible, incredible journey. The last 3 months have been probably some of the most artistic months I've ever done. And I'm just really excited about what could happen. I have no idea what's going to happen with this Kickstarter, but the good thing about all of this is that if I was to die tomorrow in my last few breaths, if anything, I can look back and say, you know what? I tried. I gave it my all, and that's really the best feeling in the world. So I'm just really excited to see what happens with Phoenix Dawn. I'm really excited to see what I can do with my new company, apixal. I think as a company, the best thing that you can do is, if you want to impact change in the world, you've got to start with yourself. So I really want Apixal to be a positive force in the world and a creative force, and everyone starts in the same spot. So this is where I'm starting, and I'm really excited to have you all along on this